to go for the Caterham Academy Green Group race here at Brands Hatch. Away we go. Nice sprint away from the line from William James.
Being on the start line with 30 other competitors all breathing down your throat, it's pretty crazy. It feels like a bit of a do or die moment. You're watching the lights count down and it feels like ages and ages and ages, and then suddenly, as soon as the lights go out, boom. Hi, my name is Charlie Lower. I'm a 22-year-old filmmaker from the UK and currently racing in the Caterham Motorsport Championship. In my childhood, I dreamt of racing cars. I've always been well into motorsport. My dad's been competing since the 80s. I first started competing in a grassroots motorsport called auto testing when I was 14 years old in some grass fields at the back end of Kent.
Charlie Lower from Seaford in Sussex, one of our new up-and-coming young drivers.
Just doing handbrake turns around cones and setting time trials and stuff like that. But I actually started driving when I was 6 years old in my dad's little mini moke around the yard. He used to put cushions behind my back and then I'd just drive it forwards and backwards for hours and hours. What's really good about Caterham racing is that you buy the car straight from Caterham and you're not allowed to touch it. So it has to come how it came out the factory. So it really means that you're all on a level playing field. A lot of them are millionaires. Like, you're the odd one out not being the millionaire. So they can afford to crash their car and go home. Well, I couldn't. If I crashed my car, it was pretty much game over.
Oh, one car getting very sideways. It's 21. That's Charlie Lowe who spins right.
I went into the first corner right behind someone and I jumped on the brakes and I felt the pedal just went slightly further than I thought, and I was like, shit. So we've bled the brakes now. We check tyre pressures, fuel it up, and then we'll go racing again. I managed to make enough money and scrape it all together to buy myself my dream car, the Caterham, and to go and do a year's racing, and that's all that was all my savings that I kind of pumped into racing.
7th place. Oh, that's a bit of bodywork that came off Charlie Lower's car. I think that's one of his wings came off.
I raced on such a tight budget. I got second-hand tyres from people in the pits. I even wore my dad's old race suit. I looked ridiculous, baggy everywhere. It was the most unappealing thing to look at, but it meant that I could get my ass in the seat and go racing for a year, so I'm over the moon, yeah. I reached out to Quadlock and we started doing some work together. The first video I made was of my friend's Porsche and we were blatting through the lanes and they seemed to love it. So then we started doing more and more work together. I went, look guys, do you guys want to get involved in this because it's a great opportunity for both of us? And they said, yeah, they would love to. So we completely covered the car in Quadlock. We had it in their colours, so it was black, white and blue, big Quadlock logo down the bonnet and down the side and the website in exchange for a bit of cash, which then meant that I could then stay in hotels overnight rather than drive up the night before, and I could test more and I could do one day's testing instead of no days testing at a track, and it really contributed to even fuel prices are ridiculous at the moment, but just getting to the track and back is hard enough. The way I use Quadlock in my racing is I've got the suction cup with the wireless charging, so I clip it on there, it charges, and I've got this little app which does my lap times, my split times, so it really helps me out when I'm racing, when I'm testing, to see if I'm going to be on pace for the weekend.
So Lower leads then, George in 2nd place.
So in 2021 I won the Caterham White Group Academy Championship, and it was a struggle, it really was. It went down to the last lap. Me and this boy Harry George, we had the exact same points, so it was whoever finished in front of the other person won basically.
Stalemate here between the two of them.
And we were at Snetterton and we were swapping like every other lap. It was on for anyone, but I just managed to hold back, get him on the straight and nip him over the finish line.
Here we go, it's going to be Charlie Lower, he's done it!
So at the moment I've just finished round 1 and somehow managed to land on pole position for both races. I've got full championship points at the moment. I'm leading into round 2, so there's big pressure on the back of my shoulders to perform there. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. A massive thanks to Quadlock for sponsoring me this year and making this year possible. Without them, it would be a lot harder challenge to go racing this year, and just the support from people like them and some of my other sponsors really make it possible for me to get out on track and hopefully lead a good race.